that there are over 115 elements. So in 115 elements in previous class, but I explained you the periodic table. In that one, how many elements are there? 117 elements are there, and we had practiced that periodic table near about 10 times, right? So, and I told you to draw the periodic table on the big chart and paste it in your drawing room, sleeping room, wherever you sit most of the time. So if you draw that periodic table, and it will be easier for you to learn and to know how many elements are there, what are the group A, group B, what are the periods, columns, everything I explained you in the previous class, right? So hope you got that one, and if you don't know, once again I will explain that one. So it is very important, it is very important. So I stressed you that time as well. So I think we had 3 to 4 classes about that only, that periodic table. How many elements are there? What are the elements, and how they are placed in groups, inner gases, elements, many things, right? So in class 9, we saw that several elements like oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen exist as diatomic molecules. What is the force that is holding these constituents atoms together in molecules? So we molecules are combined with each other. So what kind of force is between them to hold these two elements? So we have to know about that as well, right? So why do some elements exist as molecules and some as atoms? So these questions you have to ask yourself. Why these elements exist as molecules and some as atoms? In lower classes, you have also learned about the different laws of chemical combinations. Since the formation of chemical compounds take place as a result of combination of atoms of various elements in different ways, it raises many questions. So why do some elements and compounds react vigorously while others are inert, right? So these kind of questions you have to ask yourself, and we will see the answer of all these questions in this chapter. Why is chemical formula for water and for sodium chloride? Why not HO2 and NaCl2? So we write the chemical formula for water is H2O, and why we are not writing HO2? So we have to answer these questions. Why do some atoms combine while others do not? So these questions you will get in MCQs or in when you go for the competitive exams. These kind of questions will be asked. So you have to remember, and whatever the given in the textbook, you have to know the answer of all these. Are elements and compounds simply made up of separate atoms individually? So let us take the example of common salt, NaCl. When you shake salt from a shaker, does it separate into sodium and chlorine? No. This shows that the sodium and chlorine atoms are being held together. What is that holding them? So what is the holding them? We'll see here. Why all the chemicals are bonded? Why they are bonded? क्यों जुड़े हुए हैं? We have to see all this here in this chapter. Okay. So if my voice is very clear to you, you can just raise your hands. If my voice is very clear to you, you can raise your hands. So the latecomers, once again I am telling you that. So we are in the chapter 8, chemical bonding. Chemical bonding. Chapter 8, chemical bonding. Chapter 8, chemical bonding. Yes. So we are in chapter 8, chemical bonding. Whatever I wrote on the board, is it clear to you? Just say in the chat if it is clear to you. Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah. Why? Because when I am seeing in the video, it is not clear to me. So that's why I am asking. Right, okay. So what is happening here in the textbook, in the chapter 8, what is given, you have to see the textbooks as well. I hope all the students have the textbooks with you. If not, you have to go and purchase it, and the other student, whichever if you are provided by your schools, just get it. It's very important. Without textbook, we cannot. I have the easy notes as well, but we have to see what is given in the textbook as well. Why? Because all the questions will be asked from the textbook itself. So what is happening here? Just I am reading out this one. By the late 19th century and early 20th century, scientists knew about three types of forces. What three types of forces in 19th century? Gravitational, magnetic, and electrostatic. These also knew about the existence of electrons and protons. So we had learned everything about all these in the previous classes. So what kind of forces they had invented? Gravitational, magnetic, and electrostatic. Gravitational, magnetic, and electrostatic. These three terms are very important here. Gravitational, electrostatic, magnetic, and electrostatic forces. Gravitational, magnetic, electrostatic. So these three type of forces was invented in which century? Is 19th century. In 19th century they had invented all these three types of forces. Who invented all these three? The scientists, they had invented all these three types of forces. When? In the year 19th century. So it was believed that electrostatic forces were the cause of attraction between atoms in molecules. So which force? So in this paragraph there are 3 to 4 questions which may asked in the examination in MCQs or in 1 mark or 2 mark questions. So it's very important to learn you here that. So which kind of force is important? When two atoms come sufficiently close together, the electrons of each atom experience the attractive force of the nucleus of other atom. But the electrons switch. So it was believed that electrostatic force were the cause of attraction. Electrostatic force is the cause of attraction. So this one. This electrostatic force is the cause of attraction between atoms in molecules. When two atoms come sufficiently close together, so you no need to write all these things, just you listen here and I will give the easy notes to you. Okay, just I am showing you the textbook as well. Why? Because most of the students, they don't have the textbook. So if you see the textbook here, you will understand many things, and whenever you see the textbook, so you don't have to feel that okay, it's very new and where from all this came. Don't feel like that. Okay. But but the electrons which are negatively charged and repel each other, and the positively charged nuclei also repel each other, the strength of attraction or repulsion will decide bond formation. Bond formation. If attraction is more than the repulsion, then atoms combine. If repulsion is more than attraction, then atoms do not combine. The nucleus and the electrons in the inner shell remain unaffected. When atoms come close together, but the electrons in the outermost shell, valence shell of atoms, get affected. So whatever I am reading here, you have to also see what I am doing here. So we have the Davies experiments here. Humphrey Davy, one experiment. So you have to do this experiment in the lab if possible. If possible, we have to see. So quickly, we'll see what this experiment is. So Davy's experiment, Humphrey Davy. This is the name of the scientist. In which year he did? 1778 to 1890. A professor of chemistry at Royal Institution in London constructed a battery of over 250 metallic plates in 1807. Using electricity from this battery, he was able to extract highly reactive metals like potassium and sodium by electrolysis of fused salt. What he is doing? He combined all these batteries here. See the plates. This is the basic form. Still we use the inverters in our home now. So in those inverters, the batteries are there. The batteries is very heavy in weight. Why? Because these batteries consist of all the plates here. These plates, these kind of plates you see in your home. Everyone has the inverter, I think so. If if you see the battery consists of these kind of plates, these kind of metallic plates. So what he did, he constructed a battery of over 250 metallic plates. So how many plates are there here? 250. In 1807, using electricity from this battery, he was able to extract highly reactive metals. You use this battery and extract the highly reactive metals like potassium and sodium by electrolysis of fused salt. तो वो salt water उसमें डाल के थोड़ा metals डाल के उन्होंने क्या करा, potassium and sodium metals he extracted. It was seen that metal part of the compound migrated towards the negative electrodes and the non-metal part towards the positive electrode. So it was proposed that metals are responsible for positively charged particles and non-metals are responsible for negatively charged particles. The oppositely charged particles are held together by electrostatic forces in a compound. Do you agree with this explanation? While this explanation could explain bonding in NaCl, KCl, etc., it could not explain bonding in carbon compounds or diatomic molecules of elements. So here in this one, what he is saying is that the metals migrated towards the negative electrodes. Metal part of the compound migrated towards the negative electrode. Metal, whatever the metals are there, they came at the negative electrode, and whatever the non-metals are there, those atoms, those molecules came towards the positive electrodes. Metals migrated towards negative electrode. See, this one is very important. Metals migrated towards negative electrodes. Negative electrodes and non-metals migrated towards positive electrodes. This is very important here again. Metals migrated towards negative electrodes, non-metals migrated towards positive electrode. So in 1807, what he did, he took 250 plates and he constructed one device. That device is called Humphrey device. And what he did, he mixed some salt water in it and he dumped some sand or मिट्टी. अब जो मिट्टी में आप देखे सुनारा देखे आप, सुनार की दुकान के सामने कभी देखे आप, थोड़े लोग आके क्या करते हैं, उसकी नाली के सामने मिट्टी ले लेके क्या करते हैं, पूरा मिट्टी को है ना पूरा पानी से छानते रहते. कभी देखे होंगे या नहीं, तो वो बहुत हमारे बचपन में तो देखने को मिलता था. अभी आ रहे नहीं मालूम क्या करते हैं उन लोग. सुनार जो काम करता, मतलब जो डिजाइनिंग तैयार करता. गोल्ड सेलर इज डिफरेंट, गोल्ड मेकर, गोल्डस्मिथ. यू नो द गोल्डस्मिथ. सुनार जो सोने को पिघला के डिजाइन बनाता. तो डिजाइन बनाने में क्या होता, उसके जो ओर रहता, जो उसका डस्ट रहता, वो डस्ट क्या करता, नाली में चले जाता, उसकी नाली में चले जाता, मिट्टी में मिल जाता. तो थोड़े लोग आगे क्या करते, वो मिट्टी ले लेके उसको पूरा प्रोसेस करते हैं, पानी में धो के प्रोसेस करे, तो उनको ना थोड़ा सा गोल्ड और मिलता, थोड़ा सा सोना मिलता. फिर उसको कलेक्ट करके उन्होंने ले जाके बेचते. दैट इज अ प्यूरिफिकेशन प्रोसेस. प्यूरिफिकेशन, जो डस्ट उनका जो फेंके जाता, उसको है ना उन्होंने प्यूरिफाई करके फिर बेचते. उसी तरह इधर क्या हो रहा, हम्फ्री डैम, इन्हें क्या करा, ये साइंटिस्ट क्या करा, वो मिट्टी में से दो मेटल्स निकाल रहा. मेटल्स और नॉन मेटल्स सेपरेट कर रहा हूँ. मेटल्स और नॉन मेटल्स कैसा, बैटरी लिया, बैटरी में क्या प्लेट्स है, 250 मेटालिक प्लेट्स लेके उसको इलेक्ट्रोलाइसिस प्रोसेस करके, इलेक्ट्रोलाइसिस बोलते हो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास करो, उसमें इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास करो तो क्या हुआ, उसमें वो भी करा, उसमें क्या करा, साल्ट वाटर, पोटेशियम, सोडियम और फ्यूज्ड साल्ट, वो सब उसमें मिक्स करके क्या करा, ये मिट्टी भी डाल दिया. मिट्टी भी डालने से क्या होगा, ये मिट्टी में से मेटल्स जो रहते वो नेगेटिव इलेक्ट्रोड्स की तरफ आ गए, जो नॉन मेटल थे वो क्या हो गया, पॉजिटिव इलेक्ट्रोड्स की तरफ आ गए. So वो मिट्टी में से दो दो चीजों को extract करो, extract करो. This is the experiment. Is very important again. So in normal, just you have to remember this experiment. What this experiment is about? To extract the metals and non-metals. Where the metals will go, will attract towards the negative electrode. Where the non-metals will attract towards the positive electrodes. So this is about the yeah. What is the use of it? This one. Okay, this is the basic experiment in which year he did this one? 1807. In Davis experiment, he did this experiment in 1807. But in today's world, we have lot of advanced purification processes for gold and for metals to extract the metals. So whatever we see in gold, if you want to extract the gold, it was used in 18th century. Now we are in 21st century, right? That's good. So, but this was the basic machine. At that time, he invented this one, and now we are learning this, right? And based upon this process, this method only. Yeah, this is basic only. This is the basic only. But based on this, we are in 10th class only. If you go further in above classes, you will get the latest version. To extract the metals and non-metals, the use of it is to extract the metals and non-metals from the earth. Means if you extract the, why again today in today's world some of the scientists want to go to the Mars. They want to find some very expensive metals. If they want to find some diamonds, they want to find some gold, they want to find some uranium or thorium, some heavy metals which will be useful in our daily life to make some weapons or some. If you know that if you go to the moon at some place and you will find the gold, lot of kgs of gold, what do you do? Directly you go and you can find, and you want to go to the moon and you want to collect that gold. So still, so in earth also there are a lot of metals from gold. Where from we are getting the gold? From earth only. In some countries in South Africa, sir, the minings are there. Suppose in our state, what we have the coal, Singarani collieries. You know that Singarani collieries we have in this one. We are extracting the coal. We are extracting the coal from the mines. Why we are extracting the coals? It is useful to generate the electricity. What are the uses of coal again? So like that only, he find one device to extract the metals and non-metals. So you have to appreciate him. In 1807 he invented this machine, and he invented this machine, a Votai file. See, look at the picture here. This was invented in 1807, in 18th century. So by learning this kind of methods, so you have to know about all this kind of experiment, and you have to develop some scientific thinking in your mindset. So you have to invent something which will be useful for the humanity. Like in today's world, again we have the issue of corona, right? COVID-19, but it came in the month of January. Now we are in the month of September, right? We are
So she wants messages. So she wants messages.
okay. Neil Armstrong was the first person to reach the moon. He was American, right? So you had written some doubt in the chat, okay?
No. Sir, they did cheating, sir.
Uh,
They didn't win, sir. America.
uh,
India only wins first.
given.
So that they take a picture in the moon. They take a graphic that
Um,
in the moon. Sir, astronaut they are going to moon, sir.
uh,
On that the mirror they got graphic. We captured the photo means in that mirror only they got graphic.
oh,
So
okay.
once you see the
To me,
photo on
please,
America.
we are not in this topic now. So some other time we'll discuss this topic.
Uh,
Went first on the moon, and what they got from the moon. They brought some soil, rocks, piece of rocks, and stones, some stones, something like that. They brought from there, and they did some experiments. So reaching the moon is very important. So what they got from the moon and come back from the moon safely is very important. So nowadays still NASA is sending some rovers, and our India also some send rovers to the Mars in very first attempt, right? And from the Mars it is sending some pictures to us to study what is there on Mars. If we try to find some water, or if we try to find some metals, heavy metals like gold or diamonds, or the expensive metals, some uranium, thorium, some metals are there in periodic table you had studied, right? Iron also, iron is also becoming very expensive nowadays. Iron is a kind of metal, and it is extracted from the earth itself, right? Iron also we are extracting from earth, and how to purify the iron. So whatever we see, this is the iron. So I'll show you. um, there is no iron rod here. Suppose this is the iron rod. Suppose this